Hey Canucks fans, let's talk about how much room the Canucks actually have under the salary cap. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, July the 30th. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button for Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I want to give a shout out or recognition to my late father, Larry. He's my hero, as you guys know, the one who is most influential to me in becoming a Canucks fan. His birthday's today. He would have turned 80 years old today. So rest in peace to my awesome dad, Larry. Love you still, and thankful for and grateful for you. Okay, Canucks fans, let's talk about the salary cap and why this is important. It's extremely important right now that we're talking about accurate numbers, because the Canucks still need to sign three major pieces: Elias Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, and newly acquired forward Jason Dickinson. You can throw Olli Juolevi in there as well. So those are the four guys that the Canucks need to sign. Now, we need to know how much money they have left. The Canucks need to know how much money they have left. And I've seen some numbers floating around on the internet, on Twitter, so I wanted to clarify it and kind of bring some clarity to it. And I was going through this. I actually I didn't run it by, but I noticed that Rick Dhaliwal on his show said the exact same thing. So I'm pretty confident. In fact, I texted Dhaliwal last night just to say, hey, just affirming the numbers that you ran with on your show, because I'm going to vlog about it today. And he said yes. So I'm very confident in these, because right now, Cap Friendly, which is a very, 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 very good resource for hockey fans, they have the Canucks listed as only $14 million left in salary cap room. And you're saying, well, Clay, $14 million, that's not enough to sign Pettersson, Hughes, and Dickinson. You're right, that's not enough. So I dug a little deeper, and I found it's because in Cap Friendly, they have a few guys listed on the roster and one guy missing that actually won't be on the roster, my guess is, when the Canucks start play in October. So they have three forwards that are making $750,000 each that are listed there on the main roster that won't be there. So that's Justin Bailey, that's newcomers Dowling, and Giuseppe. So those three guys are not on there. They're on there right now, but at three of those guys times 750, that's $2.25 million. So remember that number, $2.25 million. Also listed there are both Luke Shen and Brad Hunt. They have 9 defensemen listed. So let's say one of those guys don't make the main roster. So that's another $800,000. So now we're at $3 million. Okay, so now they have $3 million listed that shouldn't be. However, they don't have Vasily Podkolzin in there, and he's going to make the roster. So he's going to make $975 million. So basically, it's $2 million that Cap Friendly is off. So they've listed $14 million for the Vancouver Canucks in cap room. Then add this $2 million that not I just found, but that would be more accurate. So let's use the number of $16 million, which is a lot better. And this presumes a roster of 23 active players. That's what you pay for. That goes under your salary cap. And for purposes of today, I'm bringing it down to 13 forwards, 8 defensemen, and 2 goalies. You could go 14 forwards, 7 D-men, 2 goalies, but either combination is fine. I'm going with 13, 8, and 2. So the 13 forwards I'm talking about are Pettersson, Miller, Besser, Horvat, Hoglander, Garland, Dickinson, Podkolzin, Pearson, Sutter, Mott, McEwen, and Highmore. So those are the 13 forwards. The 8 defensemen I'm talking about are OEL, Pullman, Myers, Rathbone, Hughes, Hamonic, Juolevi, and one of Shen or Hunt. And then the 2 goalies I'm talking about are obviously Thatcher Demko and Yaroslav Halak. So just so you guys know where I'm coming from. So using all that, we have $16 million for Hughes, Pettersson, Dickinson, and Olli Juolevi. Now you're saying, Clay, that's still not enough, because weren't conservative estimates coming in at 7.5 for Pettersson, 6.5 for Hughes, so that's already 14 for them. And if you want to sign Dickinson for 2.5 to 3, now you're at 17, and then Juolevi for $4 million. Don't we need $18 million? That's where Michael Ferland's long-term injury reserve cap space comes from. And as I mentioned in my vlog, it was actually quite timely. I didn't plan this, but I talked about Michael Ferland yesterday. It's probably likely that he's going to have to retire, which makes sense, but or at least retire from active playing. But if the Canucks keep his, if he stays on LTIR and therefore he continues to get paid, which I'm sure is what Michael Ferland will prefer to do, then the Canucks will get roughly $3.5 million of cap relief. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, it's not as simple as adding Michael Ferland's 3.5-year contract onto the salary cap for the next 2 seasons. There's a few mechanisms, a few calculations that you have to make. But for all intents and purposes, just think the closer that the Canucks are to the $81.5 million cap, the more they can take advantage of Ferland's 3.5 cap room. So in your head, it's not perfect. I stress it's not perfect, but you can think of the Canucks of having basically $85 million of cap room. And that's why Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos, that's why you hear Tampa Bay, oh, they won the cup, they're $18 million over the salary cap. That's because in the season, Kucherov's $9.5 million and Stamkos' $8.5 million. 9.5 and 8.5 make $18 million. Those two players weren't, playing that during near the end of the regular season. Tampa can then actually fill out a roster that had up to $98 million worth of players, because in the playoffs the cap doesn't count. And then, as you know, Kucherov and Stamkos played in the playoffs and were huge reasons why Tampa won the cup. So that's where this overage from LTIR comes into. So again, think of Michael Ferland's 3.5, it artificially being added to the salary cap for the Canucks. So now instead of 81.5, they're at 85 million. And that's why that 16 million that I talked about, that's better than that 14 million. That's actually going to become 19.5 million ish. Even if you say 19 million conservatively. So that's the number I kind of use in my head, is 19 million to sign Elias Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, Jason Dickinson, and Olli Juolevi. And when you do that, you can go 14, right? 7.5 for Pettersson, 6.5 for Hughes, so that's 14. 3 for Dickinson, that makes 17. 1 for Olli Juolevi, that makes 18. And you still have about $1 million and a bit to spare. So that's why I don't freak out. That's why the Canucks are able likely to match any offer sheet that comes through, which I doubt is going to happen. And especially, we're going to, I think, get an update from JP Barry from Rick Dollywall later today. That will be Pettersson's agent. But all to say, I want to lay it out to you very clearly, Canucks fans, for you right now. Cap Friendly says 14 million, but that's not entirely accurate, because they have 4 guys on the roster that probably won't be there on October, at least starting, and then they're missing Podkolzin. That net effect is 2 million. So that 14 goes to 16, and then you add in Michael Ferland's 3.5 injury, LTIR, long-term injury reserve. Now you're looking at 19 to 19.5, and I think it's going to take about 18 to sign Pettersson, Hughes, Dickinson, and Juolevi. I guess the only thing to consider is it's short-term contracts for Pettersson and Hughes, 3 years at 7.5, 3 years at 6.5, for example, as opposed to 5, 6, 7 year deals where you're paying likely $8, $9, $10 million. And you can see that the Canucks don't have the room for that this offseason. So I hope that makes sense to you. Just think the Canucks are fine. And every time you see Cap Friendly saying 14 million left, think of it more as 16 million left. And then think of it also plus 3.5 from Michael Ferland. Canucks fans, leave a comment below. Does that make you feel a little bit better, or is these numbers that you knew about already? And more importantly, how do you think the Canucks? Give me a breakdown of what you think Pettersson, Hughes, Dickinson, and Juolevi are going to make. I gave you mine: 7.5, 6.5, 3 and 1. That makes $18 million. Maybe leave a comment below about that as well. Shout out to my Hall of Fame members: Jens95, Sim Alexander, Justin Credible, Nucks fan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Jamie Sports Soccer Moore, Shannon Hollingworth, and Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support as always. And thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos or in the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Don't forget, Sunday night during my live stream, I'm doing the giveaway. I'm drawing the winner for my 7K sub giveaway. So I'll link to that once again, a chance to win 4 prints from my good friend Gassy Jack. And lastly, Hall of Fame members, I'll be sending out invites later today for our chat for this month. It'll be Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are the days. No, Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those are the 3 days that I'll be doing the chats over this upcoming week. So Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But I will send you that link later today. Okay, friends, subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member of this channel if you'd like to. And leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless. And go Canucks go.